here at the Michigan International Speedway. He's led a lot of laps and not won races before. Well, today he did not lead the most laps, but he is celebrating in victory lane. Brad Keselowski finished second today, Mike.
A very strong effort, but for the hometown boy, not quite enough. It came down to that final restart. You and Greg Biffle, take me through it.
Yeah, Greg just did a great job. He had a fast car and passed me legit, and I couldn't keep up with him, but he did a great job. And between the 48, the 16, and the 55, those three cars were just, I think, class of the field today. And my team just did an awesome job executing on pit road and strategy and everything it takes to make it happen, to get us up to the front. But we just needed that little bit more speed to be able to get with them. But I'll tell you what, it felt good to be racing up there at my home track here in Michigan. There's nothing more I want than to win here, but you can feel a little bit of foreshadowing going on with the chase coming on and all them cars running right by each other. And it's an honor to get to race with guys like Jimmy and Greg and be door to door. And if my team can continue to execute like they did today, I think we got a real shot at this championship. So I'm very, very proud.
And the 7th consecutive top 10 finish for Brad Keselowski, a career best, obviously performing at a very high level as we get toward the end of the regular season, Vince.
4th place finish for Dale Earnhardt Jr. today. Jr., after the way last weekend, and I know how disappointed you were with the spin and then the crash in practice, how important was it to come back and have the kind of day you had here today?
I felt like I was under a lot of pressure just not to make any more mistakes. I spun out twice in the last 2 weeks on my own, and that's just something I try not to have happen, and I try not to have that kind of reputation. I felt real bad last night about wrecking a car and all the work the guys had to do. They had to stand in the garage a little extra yesterday to get this car today ready, and they just poured through so many documents and notes on that car to try to get competitive on and put it on the start grid this morning. They did an awesome job, so I give my crew and all those guys all the credit for today, and Steve did a good job getting us some track position with his pit strategy and give us an opportunity to get a good run. We had a pretty good car, maybe not quite enough to win, but we had good speed.
You got up on the wheel too, well done.
Thank you, sir.
Dale Jr. Alan?
Vince, thanks. And as we continue our post-race coverage, so many different things to touch on after what was a very eventful day here in Michigan. Let's start with the championship standings. So Greg Biffle goes to the top. Jimmy Johnson falls down to 4th. And my eyes are drawn to Tony Stewart, just 34 points ahead of 11th with 3 races to go.
Yeah, Denny Hamlin there, just 33 ahead. That means Casey Kane is only 33 out. He takes his 2 wins up in there. How does that shuffle things outside the top 10? So a lot to talk about and look at. Yeah, they're still pretty dynamic. That's how these cars are going to line up when the chase cutoff comes. But I see a lot of problems in that Hendrick organization right now. These engine issues that they have plenty of speed, but their durability is definitely in question as they go into the chase.
So Greg Biffle, the new championship leader. Matt Kenseth is now 2nd in points, and Kenseth wound up today and maybe not having the finish he quite hoped for. Let's hear from him, Dave.
But a pretty amazing turnaround when you think about it. A flat right rear tire, a car that was unruly to say the least. Matt, how'd you come home 17th and gain a spot in the points?
Well, we gained a spot in the points because the guy ahead of me blew up. And we came home 17th because we just had everything go wrong. So it was really an uphill battle for our 5th, 3rd Ford Fusion. But really happy for Greg and them guys that won. I think as an organization we really needed to win. And all our cars seem to be pretty fast today. So for us the biggest challenge is we were really good in the beginning. As soon as the sun came out, we were just kind of junk. And the farther we got back and more problems we had, the tougher it was for us.
All right, still in the championship hunt. Very good today at the end, but a tough way to get there for Matt. Dr. Punch?
And Casey King, when the day began, everyone's talking about watch the 5 car, watch the 5 car. Well, on a restart, here you came. It looked like you had a shot.
Yeah, we had a good last restart. Our Farmers Insurance Chevrolet took off well, and our engine ran great. We had a really fast car all day long, but weren't able to get to the leaders. They kind of got up there, and but the restarts were big today. That was crucial points, was either getting past or trying to pass on restarts.
Casey King finishing 3rd. By the way, the 4th top 3 finish for Kane in the last 7 races. How about that for momentum, Nicole?
How about that, considering he was wrecking on lap 64? Tonight on baseball's biggest stage, Adrian Gonzalez and the Red Sox are in the Bronx to take on division rival, the Yankees, led by Derek Jeter. That is at 8 on ESPN. Then tomorrow at 10 on ESPN2. It's another division rivalry to determine first place in the NL West. Buster Posey and the Giants face Clayton Kershaw and the Dodgers. Sports Center will be seen in San Francisco and LA markets. Sunday Night Baseball presented by Taco Bell, and Monday Night Baseball presented by USAA.
My favorite.
Last week's winner, Marcus Ambrose. A solid performance today, Mike.
Yeah, the momentum continues. Another top 5 for Marcos Ambrose. A hard-fought battle this afternoon. How would you assess it?
It was a really strong day for the Stanley Ford Rich Petty Motorsports team. You know, we came off a win. Sometimes you struggle to keep that mojo going, but we had a fast car all day. Got track position there late, really made the most of it. I just got to warn that race back, because I was holding back Biffle there with about 25, 30 laps to go, and he won. So I got to look about where I lost that race, but really proud of my team, proud of my guys, and carry that momentum through. We've got to win races, though. It's great to run top 5, but winning's what it's all about for us.
Marcos Ambrose said at the beginning of the weekend that he was in full attack mode. He proved it again today, Vince.
With Carl Edwards, who finishes 6th this afternoon. And Carl, we talked before the race about the urgency that you feel as time is winding down to win a race and get in the chase. Car was pretty good today. What was the difference?
The car was really good, and we had a gift with that last restart. We just weren't able to capitalize like Greg was. He did a great job. I'm proud that there's a Ford in victory lane. I wish it was the 99 Geek Squad Ford. They had Best Buy, Geek Squad, a whole bunch of folks here this weekend, and our whole Fastenal team. We've got to go get it done the next 3 weeks, and this week shows us, at least, like you said before we got on it, we've got the speed. We just got to go get it done, and we've got to take advantage whenever we can. It was really close today, but trust me, we don't give up. We got 3 races. We can do this.
Good luck at Bristol.
Thank you, man.
Nicole?
3 races until the chase, and you can join us at the racetrack next weekend. We are at Bristol, followed by Atlanta, and then Richmond, and then the final 10 of the season. Tickets available on NASCAR.com/tickets. Hendrick Motorsports lost 4 engines this weekend, 2 with Jimmy Johnson, 1 with Jeff Gordon, and then another one with Stewart Haas Racing and Tony Stewart. Probably not something they need to worry about next weekend, but Atlanta, possibly.
Yeah, that's what's got me concerned, Nicole. Next week at Bristol, I mean, it's all about getting RPMs down low and getting them up high, typical short track racing. But when they get to Atlanta, where they got high sustained RPMs, like here at Michigan, guys, that's what's really got me concerned. They got a couple weeks to get it fixed, find out what's going on with these engines, because they cannot have any of these problems going to a track like Atlanta.
Well, and we heard it was valve springs, and if it is valve springs, what happens is valve springs coming back is the teams do not build valve springs. They don't make them. They have to buy them. And it's different batches of wire. So I'm sure they're going to be all over it, but I think they're going to find that they got a bad batch of valve springs.
Yeah, that wire, they buy that bulk. Sometimes it has a little titanium in it, and that's what causes these valve springs to go bad. But for me, the focus was obviously on Brad Keselowski and Greg Biffle. Sam Hornish did an outstanding job today, considering he was in Montreal yesterday racing the Nationwide car. He was excellent today. He finished 12th. He should have finished in the top 5. He did a wonderful job. We're going to give Sam Hornish some love because he deserves it today.
Let's head back down to victory lane with another happy camper after this one today. He happens to be the winning owner, Doc.
And he's dodging the champagne spray right now, Nicole. An hour away in Livonia, Michigan, the headquarters for ROUSH Industries, and hundreds of employees here today. What does this mean to you, Jack?
Yeah, we had a really good turnout today. It's important to win at Ford's backyard, General Motors, and so it's always important to the manufacturers to do well here. We hadn't run as well as we needed to. Our engines were durable today, which is probably the strongest thing. And the cars were well driven. Cars had good speed, but other teams had trouble that might have been able to beat us.
I haven't seen you smile that much. You came walking across pit road with some Ford executives around you. This has to give you pretty good pleasure.
Yeah, it does give me a good play. There's an expectation that we really put on our best face here, and today it worked out for us.
All right, Jack Ross, we'll let you go celebrate with your team, and 22 wins in major NASCAR competition for ROUSH here, now 12 in Sprint Cup. Nicole?
Thank you, Doc. We were talking earlier about a couple of ROUSH Fenway drivers, including Greg Biffle, and their battle to prove that they're relevant, to prove that they belong at top, and their goal is to win the point in the regular season. And look who's there right now, Greg Biffle.
Biffle's just doing a fantastic job, and let's face it, the 48 car Jimmy Johnson had these guys beat today. But hey, this is racing, and things like this happen, and Biffle was there to take advantage of it. They probably were the second fastest car, Greg Biffle, I would say. But he got it done. Now he's our points leader. The cat and the hat's all happy. The Ford guys are happy.
That's right.
And they won the manufacturers' battle right here in Detroit City.
Unfortunately, and we heard Greg saying we haven't been giving him any love, he was a part of our show earlier today, and it got deleted because we had so much going on. But we were going to talk about...
Who talks too much?
Yeah, you guys talk too much. we were going to talk about Greg Biffle because Greg, he has led a lot of laps at this racetrack. He hadn't been to victory lane before today. We recognized that. We thought he could be a threat. but we just didn't know he was going to go out and take care of business like he did.
Yeah, you haven't been to victory lane in the last 4
When
hours.
you're under the radar, no pressure. We keep the pressure off him. Stay under the radar, Greg. Stay under the radar. Stay under the radar.
Final thoughts as we head into Bristol. We've got a couple of drivers obviously looking for wins. We've got 3 races to go just before the wild card. You pointed out Carl Edwards and saying Atlanta may be his best shot, but he's awfully good at Bristol as well.
Yeah, he's pretty good at Bristol, but I just don't look for him to, win at Bristol. I don't. I'm actually looking at Kyle Busch, or I'm looking at the Brad Keselowski to win Bristol. Those guys are very strong there. But when you get to Atlanta, Georgia, the following week, Carl Edwards is the guy that I'm looking to win that race. He needs to win that thing. He's won it before. He's fantastic there. That could get him in the chase. And I think that's, if you talk to Carl, he's probably got that one eyeballed also.
Kyle's won 5 times at Bristol. I think he's going to be the guy to beat when we go there next week. I think he could be right at Atlanta, but he's going to have to beat Jimmy Johnson, I do think, when it comes down to it, Atlanta, because they're going to bounce back over that Hendrick. The Hendrick arsenal, I know they're working on it right now. They'll have something special going forward these next few weeks.
Oh, yeah, I can tell you the phone lines will be burning up there tonight. How many times are you going to yell Junior next week?
Finish 4th today. Might get up next week.
I got to tell you guys, I'm in total disbelief that Jimmy Johnson blew up with 5 laps to go, and Hendrick had that many problems with engines. Very, very uncharacteristic.
Have Ray Abraham been working over there on the engine?
6 drivers have won multiple races this year. Greg Biffle added his name to that list today. Congratulations once again. Biffle in victory lane in Michigan. Brad Keselowski finished 2nd. Casey Kane bounced back. Dale Earnhardt Jr. finished 4th. Marcus Ambrose, that's another guy to keep an eye on next weekend.
Thunder Valley, baby.
He's awfully good in Bristol.
Man, give it up.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Very happy campers in victory lane. Greg Biffle, 2 wins this season, and he exits Michigan as the points leader. Seeing everyone for Ford, very happy in the backyard of the Big 3.
A lot of 200-mile-an-hour speeds we saw today. Huge wrecks out of Mark Martin. Can't wait for next week, man.
It will be good. Congrats again to a very happy Greg Biffle. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next weekend.